It's Tuesday Hoops. Up next, he can play every position known to mankind. LeBron James and the Miami Heat go up against the Denver Nuggets and their high-scoring small forward, Carmelo Anthony. Miami, Denver, NBA action.
Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Heat in this one. We are in Denver, the Nuggets with home court playing here in the Pepsi Center. Glad you could be with us for this 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. So the opening lineup for the Heat. Mike Miller is out there with Dwayne Wade. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. And Anthony. And for the Nuggets, Kmart and Nene are inside. Billups and Aflalo are the backcourt. Clark, this Nuggets team has been called combustible in the past, but now they can be called a powerhouse team with room to get better.
Yeah, and I think it starts with Carmelo, Kevin. I think when he stepped his level of play up and his leadership and his commitment to defense as well, that helped the Nuggets.
I like your mention of his defense. You're right, it has improved.
Yep.
Tip-off goes to Denver. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Guys, last season, another solid performance for Kenyon Martin. His rebounding got better month after month, and when Carmelo Anthony was forced to miss some games, Kmart stepped up his scoring in his absence. And, of course, he was the defensive leader for the Denver Nuggets. Coach George Karl said, every team has a guy that holds it together, what I call a glue guy. Around the league, he's definitely in that category as one of the top guys who can make it function, who can make it work. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. You see the back of his basketball card, and you see that Billups bounced around a lot early in his career.
Yeah, it took a little while for him to gain traction. Drafted third back in '97 by the Celtics, then traded to the Raptors, then the Nuggets, the Magic, the Timberwolves. I think all of that moving around, a lot of people were ready to write him off, but he got himself grounded and proved to be a champion and a winner.
Here's Billups following the basket by LeBron James. Baseline jumper. Kept alive. Here's Martin, and he's able to score the bucket. Foul called by the official. So one free throw for him right here. He can't complete the three-point play. Finally, Billups found his niche in Detroit, signing there in 2002, and they won that championship, Clark, back in 2004.
You know, I think Kevin, his vagabond early days in the league helped humble him and make him appreciate the value of hard work. Sometimes you need the rain and the sunshine to grow, and early on he had the rain, and now he's basking in the light.
Well said. Here's Aflalo following the basket by Chris Bosh. Eric Spoelstra in his third season with the Miami Heat, second youngest coach in the NBA.
You know, his father was a longtime NBA executive, so he grew up around the game, and he's the first Filipino-American head coach of any North American sports team.
Did you know he was a 4-year starter at the University of Portland?
I did grab hold of that factoid early on.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Denver. Ilgauskas has checked in for the Heat. And so he's able to get one of two. Look at the big fella out of Brazil. Nene standing 6'11" and 250.
Kevin, he's got a unique combination of quickness and strength. He can bang with the big guys in the low post, but he also excels running the floor.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. But Clark, 2 consecutive seasons now, Nene's production has dipped in the playoffs, both in scoring and rebounding.
And as a result, the critics are starting to mumble that Nene shrinks in the...
And he slams it home. Here's the replay on the Sprite Slam Cam.
That's right, fellas. Don't be afraid to power it down.
Yeah, Clark, a good capper at the end of that play. Here's LeBron. Right around 5 minutes left in the first. And Doris Burke spoke with George Karl. Doris?
Kevin, in today's game, he doesn't want to see this team lean on any one player for the majority of their points. He said, ideally, we'd like to see even contribution across the board from all players. We'll see, guys.
Doris, thank you. And Clark, it sounds like the early focal point here is on that offense.
Well, you have to take what the defense gives you, and then you have to be consistent. Maintain some consistency. I think those are always keys. These guys are doing an excellent job on offense here at the start of this game. Good shots leading to 4 or 5 shooters.
Behind the arc. That's good. LeBron's now got 5 now.
Terrific pick to set up that basket. The little things are the big things, and they can always make a difference.
Smith kicks to Martin. Scooped up. Sank the basket and gets a trip to the line for one more.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and one. You know, the Heat loss to the Celtics last year, Clark, really made them look in the mirror, I would think.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, Dwayne Wade was put in a tough spot last season because not a single other player on that team consistently could command the double team, much less concerted defensive attention, so that made it really hard for Dwayne Wade.
Outside, Billups. Kept alive. Martin, the pass to Smith. It's in for 3. Smith's got 5 points so far.
And right now, Kevin, they're getting everything they want and sending a message while they're doing it.
Wade outside. Stolen away.
Make the easy pass. That's what happens when you don't.
We talked about sending a message, Clark. This certainly is one way to do that.
Well, it really is, Kevin. I mean, it's demoralizing to a defense when you can't and don't consistently get stops.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. A different look for Denver. Anderson comes in for Nene. And Al Harrington subbed in for Kenyon Martin. The Heat also changing it up. Anthony's checked in. And it's Haslam for Chris Bosh. Here's LeBron. 5 points in the game. House. Covered by Smith. 5 on the clock. And Haslam backs down.
He got caught napping. You've got to pay attention and protect the ball.
Billups passes to Harrington. Now Anthony. Pass to Smith. Here's Billups. 4 on the clock. The alley. Oh!
Wow! Watch out below. Run for cover, young fella. They've been dominant at both ends of the floor, so the early lead is no surprise.
Here's Wade. No points for him. LeBron right side, over Anthony, and LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Wade.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far. I love the way he's looking for his offense.
Coach George Karl, he's been a head coach in the NBA for over 25 seasons.
Kevin, he's coached in Cleveland, Golden State, Seattle, Milwaukee, and Denver. Even coached in Spain for a couple of seasons, and he's had success just about everywhere he's been.
Miami on D, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony.
They've been unstoppable. What a strong start.
Heat on offense, 11-point game. And the Heat call time here. For the Nuggets, Aaron LaFleur. He's checked in for Anthony. And it's Lawson in for Chauncey Billups. And then for Miami, Wash comes in for LeBron. And Mike Miller subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Here's House. Anthony commits the loose ball foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. LeBron, he's checked in for Miami. And so here is Denver. They lead by 11. Here's Smith. And Denver again with the bucket.
Boy, I love to see that. A good result from a well-executed offensive set.
Harrington with it. Swiped it away.
Boy, the turnovers are piling up pretty quickly here. We've seen them doing quite a bit of sloppy ball handling.
That's their third turnover in this quarter. Here's Anderson. Chris Bosh with the rebound. And here's Miami, trailing by 13. And here is LeBron. 7 points in the game. Fires top of the key, and that's good for 2. LeBron's now got 9.
Well, he's really doing all he can to keep his team in the game here. What a tremendous effort.
He's covered by Bosh. So the first quarter is over, and we've got a double-digit lead. Nuggets ahead, up by 11.
They've dominated the glass early on, and that's always a good sign. Rebounding is an effort stat, and they've shown tremendous effort so far.
And as the second quarter begins, it hasn't been the most competitive game so far. Here's Miller, still looking to get on the scoreboard. And we're seeing the Nuggets here. They took 19 out of 30 from the East a season ago. Good numbers for them.
And, you know, given how many big bodies they have on their front line, Kevin, you would think they'd match up well with the Bruisers in the East, and that proved itself out a bit.
So with Billups on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. Carmelo Anthony and Al Harrington make up the forwards. Aflalo is out there with Lawson and Nene. Lawson outside. Backing down is Nene. And no good. But close on that one, so he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Udonis Haslem. Clark, back to that point. They had the bodies, but would they like to get up the floor and down the floor a little bit quicker?
Yeah, without question. I mean, that's what they like to do. That's what sets the Nuggets apart, I think, from a physical standpoint. They certainly can bang with anybody, but they can run with anybody, too. Very hard to get a physical advantage on them, regardless of the style you play.
Heat with a pretty good road record, Clark, last year, 23 wins away from Miami.
You know, given they only won 24 at home, it didn't seem to matter if they were on the road or not. Basically about the same team at home or on the road.
The Nuggets leading by 9. And let's go to Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, there's been some controversy around this Heat team. Chris Bosh said every article that comes from this, most of them haven't been good. A lot of people don't like it, but it doesn't matter. We like it. We want to play where it's everybody on their feet and everybody's excited. Not everyone gets that. I've struggled, I know, so I don't want to go back. Guys, I think people are plenty excited in Miami, that's for sure.
Yeah, those signings not without controversy, but a compelling story without question. Thanks, Doris. Backing down is Nene. And the bucket is good. Now he'll get a trip to the stripe. A three-point play opportunity. And he makes the free throw. Clark, some mixed results for the Heat last year against the Western Conference.
Yep, they were a perfect 500 against the Western Conference, Kevin. Given what the Magic did against the West last year, you think the Heat would aim to improve that if they want to win the division.
Easy shot, and Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Wade. Bosh has got 6. Here comes Ty Lawson. Not on the scoreboard yet. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Yeah, you know, if you look at it, Clark, those games against the West were a big part of the gap between those two teams in the standings.
And, Kevin, you can't win your division unless you can handle your business outside of the division. And that includes games against the Western Conference.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Kenyon Martin, he's checked in for Harrington. Smith comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Ty Lawson. The Heat making a switch here. Smith kicks to Nene. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. A foul called, and he earns a trip to the line. After making a return from microfracture surgery and getting back to action, Kenyon Martin struggled with that knee once again last season, Clark.
Yeah, you know, he partially tore his left patella tendon late in the season. Platelet-rich plasma therapy was used to try to get him back in time for the playoffs, but you could tell he wasn't 100%.
Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. Wade outside. Over Martin. No good from Bosh.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Got the bucket and the foul. Great shot. He'll go to the line for one more. Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and one. You know, Clark, folks in Denver rave about Aaron Aflalo's maturity, his work ethic, and they say his basketball IQ is off the charts.
Well, with good reason they rave about him, because he's a guy who's extremely mature. He's got a tremendous work ethic, Kevin. He's developing a nice corner three. He was top 10 in three-point percentage last year, and I think he's going to continue to improve offensively.
LeBron. Ilgauskas in the post. Nene on him. And it's Ilgauskas missing. Big time lead they've got.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well.
Here's Billups. Another three for Denver.
I love that they're staying aggressive and just keep piling on the point.
So it's Miami now. 19-point game. Timeout called the Heat. And Miami has possession, trailing by 19. LeBron kicks to Wade. Miami no good on that time either.
Anytime a guy scores on you, it's natural that you want to go right back at him. But he couldn't match that last three.
In his seventh season, drafted straight out of high school, 6'6", J.R. Smith. Clark, wouldn't you say last season was a bit of a disappointment for him?
Well, it certainly was a little subpar based on what he had shown in the prior season, Kevin. His shooting percentages dropped across the board. His focus didn't seem to be there as consistently, and he didn't really have the impact in the playoffs that you thought he might or should have had. And you can't discount that George Karl not being there, not just for J.R. Smith, but for that whole team, may have had something to do with how the Nuggets floundered a little bit late in the season and in the playoffs.
And the Nuggets making a change here.
Well, that's a little bit of the European style of play there. When your bigs can hit the mid-range jumper, it can really open things up for everybody else.
Pass to Martin. Outside, Billups. And James pulls it down. A difficult situation for Miami. Clark, think back to last season. The Nuggets had a lot to deal with. Front court injuries last year. That's never good for matching up against Utah.
Well, you're exactly right. They essentially gave away Camby and then were very thin depth-wise up front. But it's hard to predict injuries, Kevin. They happen and can derail what you're trying to do as a team.
Back to when they lost Camby, Clark, you would think that given the injury history of their front court, they would try to keep as much depth as possible.
That's true, Kevin, but financially they were in a bit of a bind, and sometimes you're in a situation where you're going to have to take a risk, either health-wise, talent-wise, and sometimes that's impacted by where you are within the salary cap.
True. Now Ilgauskas inside. Nene on him. The hook, and it's Miami with another.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency, but here in the second, he's turned it around.
The Nuggets now on offense. They led the game at 1 point by 20. LeBron against Anthony. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. This Heat team really had to ride D-Wade's shoulders last year.
Well, nothing new there, Kevin. I mean, they really leaned on him for a lot of things. Everything in the stat sheet was something Dwayne had to do: score, rebounding, assist, defense. I think some players got a little too used to leaning on him and expecting him to make every play.
Sometimes you stand around and wait for him to bail you out.
That's right, and you become a spectator instead of a playmaker.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here is Billups. He's got 5.
The idea now is to try to wear them down with full court man-to-man defense.
Here's Aflalo. It's dumped off. Backing down is Nene. 5 on the clock. 3 on the clock. And again, Denver no good. They have a lot of ground to make up here.
They're struggling. Nothing seems to be working for him right now. Does he make it look easy or what, partner? Trust me, that's not easy.
Oh, I know it. I think he could climb over the backboard if he wanted to. Never misses a thing. Our Sprite slam cam, that is, with that last replay. Now here's Billups. The 3. Can't get it to go. And Miami will go the other way with the ball. Miller kicks to James. Now Miller looking for his first bucket of the game. Haslett. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
They got to stay persistent, Kevin. They're on a little run here, but they need to keep their focus to get back in the game. Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
We've seen them with a lot of good ball movement.
That's exactly the way to play. The fans love it. It's fun for the players. I love it. And more importantly, it's tough to defend. That's how you do it. That was a nice setup. I mean, the pick was in the right place, right where it should have been.
Followed the strategy that is mapped out on the sideline. Those timeouts mean a lot for these guys.
Yes, they do.
Here's Harrington. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half is now in the books.
We've seen Nene playing a good game here. He's got 11 points and some of his offense coming at the foul line with 5 points there. What an opening.
It's time now for At the Half, powered by HP. I'm your host, Damon Bruce. The Denver Nuggets have the lead against Miami. What a display of offensive genius by this team. They've been going off. Nene playing great through 2 quarters. At the break, 11 points. He's not missed many shots so far. Everything's falling. And for the Heat, it's a grinded-out effort. They've really worked it around so far, distributing the rock, playing great team basketball. A sensational first half for LeBron. At the break, 11 points, getting things done on the defensive end, too. And a look at the players leading their respective teams in scoring. They'll hope that they can keep it going in the second. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan and Clark Kellogg calling your game. I'll see you next time.
Getting back to the action now, a one-sided game through 2 quarters. We'll see if that changes. Here's Wade. No points for him. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. D-Wade out there with Mike Miller and Anthony. You know, Clark Wade gets a lot of credit for his offense, and deservedly so, but I think in some circles he's a very underrated defender. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, Kevin. I mean, he isn't the biggest guard, but he can guard anyone at the position because of his speed, length, and strength. He's a pretty strong guy.
Outside, Billups. Nene, covered by Anthony. Releases. The shot by Nene, no good.
The D didn't respect him from that distance, and now we know why.
Miller, the pass to Wade. He dumps it off. Here's Bosh. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Bosh has got 12 in the game. Tipped. Here is Billups. 5 points in the game. from downtown. The shot is off, and it's the Heat taking it the other way. Wade with it. LeBron outside. Over Nene. A shot by LeBron. No good.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all. That's a good example of excellent communication. The nice lead pass led his teammate right to the rim for the basket.
Clark looking at the Nuggets here at 34-7. They were tied for the best home record in the West a season ago.
Yeah, they were unstoppable at home, Kevin. Played with great energy. Really gave the Pepsi Center crowd a show pretty much every time they strapped it on there.
They're fun to watch.
Very much so.
And the shot's good from Nene. Here's Wade. Just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Timeout called the Heat.
Make some noise, Denver. Your Nuggets dancers.
Here's Miller. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. And here is James. Over Nene. LeBron with another miss.
Well, Kev, they're making a strong statement under the boards. I mean, out-rebounding by a pretty good margin here.
Shot's good by Anthony. Here's Wade. Here's Miller. Miller, right side. Fires from the elbow. And LeBron with the basket, the assist from Miller. LeBron's now got 13. Nene against Anthony. Tosses it up. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
Wade outside. Taken away by Anthony.
To get back into this game, Kevin, they need to really concentrate on limiting the turnovers. I mean, it hasn't been terrible for them, but it's still hurting their cause.
And there's another one for the Nuggets. Here's Wade. Now here's LeBron. Nene against Anthony. The bank shot won't fall.
That's pretty smart defense to let him take those shots.
Nene dishes to Billups. Outside Anthony. Open look. And it's Wade with the rebound.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
LeBron, Anthony backing him down. Takes it up. And the dunk by LeBron.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a statement made there while he hung on the rim.
That's one way to make sure the whole building knows exactly what you just did. Now Billups. He has 5. Laces one from 3. Billups has got 8 points.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him.
Here's Bosch. Banks it home. 14 points for him. While taking the most shots per game in his career last season, Clark Bosch also had the best field goal percentage of his career.
And that's impressive. I mean, when you increase in volume, a lot of times that percentage will go down, but it speaks to Bosch's savvy, IQ, and discipline as a guy who took good shots consistently.
So his career definitely is ascending.
I think he's very much in the prime with a lot of good basketball ahead of him.
First one falls for him. Chris Anderson has checked in for Denver. Smith comes in for Aaron Aflalo. Ilgauskas is checked in for Miami. Haslam comes in for Chris Bosh. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Kevin, they've been very efficient from the line today, extremely efficient, especially here in the second half. I mean, they've not missed one yet. 100% from the line, that's strong.
Here's Anthony. The basket good off the assist from Billups. 17 points for Carmelo Anthony. Here's Wade. 1:44 left in the third. LeBron with it. To the right wing. Clock at 4. The Heat need to get a shot off. And here's Miller outside. Kept alive. Billups against Wade. Pass to Miller. To the wing. Ilgauskas. Drains the easy jumper. 10 points for him.
Not bad, partner. If he keeps this up and they can get a few stops, they should be able to narrow this margin.
Billups kicks to Martin. Smith outside. Covered by Miller. Gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
First free throw is good. No good on the second free throw.
Good job hustling here. I mean, making the extra effort. When you're down, you have to do all of the little things, Kevin.
And they do have a slight disadvantage on the boards. And here is LeBron. 15 points in the game. Fouled as he went in for the jam. The D saved the dunk, and he'll shoot free throws.
Wise foul there, Kevin. You can't give up the easy dunk.
And the first one at the line is good. For the Nuggets, Harrington comes in for Kenyon Martin. And it's Lawson in for Chauncey Billups. Then for the Heat, Anthony's checked in. Eddie House subbed in for Mike Miller. Here's Lawson, looking for his first bucket of the game. And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the two free throws. Mario Chalmers picks one up. The first free throw is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Chalmers with it. The shot is off. We've played through 3 in the double-digit game going on here.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He has 17 points, and you can add 1 3-pointer to his stat line also. Boy, he's been outstanding on both ends of the court.
From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Nuggets that garners the Sprite Spark today. They just keep piling it on, one great play after another. You've got to like their chances, guys.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
Here is Lawson. So with Billups on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. We've got Lawson. Al Harrington is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Chris Anderson and Aflalo. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
That's a good call by the referee. There was definitely some contact on the release of the shot.
And he can't hit the second. And Miami has possession. It's a 16-point game. Bosch against Harrington. Bosch kicks to House. Back to Bosch. Jacks up the triple. And Eddie House hits from deep.
For a player of his skill, it's going to take a lot better defense than that.
Here comes Lawson. Harrington backing down. Now Aflalo. The dump off. Lawson outside. Defended by Chalmers. Shot clock at 2. A fadeaway. The shot's good from Lawson. And the Nuggets lead by 15.
He didn't need the fade there, but he knocked down the shot, so you can't argue with the result.
And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. And it's Miami with another.
When he gets it going like this, you got to double team it. That's your only hope.
Here's the Nuggets with the ball. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Chalmers against Lawson. Over Chalmers. No good from Lawson. And Miami has possession. Trailing by 13. Here's House. The shot is off. So the Nuggets will take it the other way. Here is Lawson. Pass to Smith. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by Anthony.
Boy, he had a good look. I think everyone here was a bit shocked to see that one not fall through.
Chalmers passed to Bosch. Hit his foot. And it's whistled a kick. Big group substitution here for Denver. Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Martin comes in for J.R. Smith. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Ty Lawson. The Heat making a switch here. And that one's good by Miller.
These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
Here's Anthony. About 4.5 minutes left in the game. Outside Billups. Nene. He's covered by Bosch. The baseline J. And the shot's good from Nene. Here's Chalmers. Here's Wade. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Here comes Carmelo Anthony. Outside Billups. Harrington with it. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Mike Miller.
Well, the D is lucky he missed. He came real close to an and one.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Chalmers. Under 4 minutes left to the 4th. Let's go with a 3. Rebound by Anthony.
You know, it might be the defense's game plan to force them to shoot from outside because they really sagged off on that one.
Billups dishes to Anthony. Nene with the screen on Wade. Here's Harrington. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And the Nuggets lead by 15. Here's Miami now. 15-point game. And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. Here's Wade.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
Martin the pass to Billups. Wade picks him up. From the wing. Billups, no good. And Miami has possession. Down by 15. Again, the miss by the Heat. 2:50 left in the game. And here is Harrington. Wade is covering. Shot clock at 5. Spiked away. From deep LeBron. Shot's good. LeBron's now got 20.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
Denver calls timeout. They're up by 12. 2:17 after the 4th. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what George Karl was saying to the team. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with the W. Kevin?
And thank you, Doris. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Nene with the screen on LeBron. Here's Anthony. Oh! Rips it down.
He's getting the highlight reel play of the day for that one. Now that was a dunk.
He certainly put a little something extra into that slam.
Little added pizzazz. What a great game for Anthony in this one. 19 points, and he's had a steal in there too. His defense has been equal to his offense today, and both have been great.
That free throw good from Anthony. Here comes Mario Chalmers. LeBron against Anthony. He dishes it from 20 feet out. And it's Wade again missing.
So far, it's been a challenge. He's been unable to get it going here in the fourth.
Afflalo, that's good.
Healthy lead, and with smart play the rest of the way, they should be able to win this.
Now Chalmers. He dumps it off. Here's Miller. Cannot hit. So the Nuggets will take it the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
Defense hasn't let him get too many clean looks in this game. He's having trouble getting it done at the offensive end here, and I think you've got to credit the defense.
Miller against Anthony. Gaston and Ney. And here's Afflalo for three. And it's Miller with the rebound. And here are the Heat. 17-point game. Launches it. Chalmers' shot is no good. And so here is Denver. They lead by 17. Afflalo, no good. Here comes Mario Chalmers. Guarded by Nene. Up high and down hard.
He's got big-time hops.
He's not afraid to take it into the big man country every once in a while. Now Billups. Right side Martin from deep. And it's D. Wade with the rebound. Heat on offense. Down by 15. LeBron. Here's Chalmers. It stays here. A different look for Denver. It's taken away by Smith. And here we go with Ty Lawson. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg and Dorisburg, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.